In my neighborhood, what happens is that when somebody is gunned down, they tie balloons onto the lampposts. And every night when I come and ride up my street, I look for the fresh balloons, which means that somebody has been gunned down. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, a few years ago, my nephew, who was like a son to me, was robbed at gunpoint in his apartment at 5 o'clock in the morning. A junior at Old Dominion.
Yes.
And I shall never forget visiting his room the next day and seeing his brains splattered on the walls. Ladies and gentlemen, enough is enough. Enough is enough. You know, when I thought about what was happening here today, I said this is a significant moment. But we cannot let this moment just go by.
No.
Ryan is sitting in his office right now, depending on us to leave this floor.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he is. He's just gonna wait us out maybe a little bit. But John is right. We have got to say, this is not about us.
No.
This is bigger than us. That's right. This is about generations yet unborn. And when we think about what happened in Orlando, ladies and gentlemen, the question is whether we are accepting a new sense of normal. That should not be normal for people to be enjoying their lives on a Sunday morning. And the next thing they know, they're blown away. That can never be normal. And we should not allow it to be normal. And so, for generations yet unborn, somebody said a little bit earlier, you know, every 2 years, we come here and we swear that we are going to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. We throw our hand up. And we also say that we're going to protect the citizens of this great country.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it would be legislative malpractice for us not to deal with these issues. No fly?
No fly. Good job.
Joyce Daly from Ohio.
Joyce, come on, Joyce.
I come to this floor tonight to say the two most powerful words we can say, and that is thank you. Thank you to my colleagues for allowing this junior member to stand here with these senior members, to be able to answer the question we will all be asked, why are we doing this? We are doing this because we can remember, or we have been taught, that when John Lewis and Martin Luther King marched, there was result. We know when Rosa Parks sat down, we can stand up today. So I come here to say to all of those listeners, we come here today because we know today makes a difference. We know today will save the lives of the children, of the sisters and brothers' names that we have read off on this floor. But let me end by saying we are here because we took an oath. We come to this floor every day, and we pray, and we pledge, and we say, in God we trust.
Yeah.
So today, we are trusting in one another. We are saying to the constituents out here, it is now your turn. Let us not do this in vain. You are to hold accountable every person you vote for or don't vote for, because Republicans are not in this room. The Speaker of this House, the third most powerful person in the lineup, the chair is empty. The chair is empty. We opened this session, and the Speaker in that chair walked off the floor and vacated the seat. They want to adjourn, but those parents and those siblings and those relatives, they have memories because senseless deaths happen. The chair should not be vacant. You should not let the Speaker or the Republicans off the hook for this. You should remember that we stand here united because we stand for you. Don't let the deafs not stand for something. So today, thank you. Thank you to all those who are watching this, because today we make history. Thank you, Rosa Parks. Thank you, Martin Luther King. Thank you, John Lewis. Thank you to our powerful leadership that did not stop us. They were not afraid, and this was something that did not just happen. This happened because we stand here united. We represent this wonderful America. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, Senators.
Will be Scott. Thank you, John Lawson. We owe John Lawson. Amen.
Yes.
We owe John Lawson. This young man, this brother, been standing here for hours.
Yes.
A superb job. John Lawson. Thank you for your dream. You have a dream.
David Cicilline. Woo! Cicilline!
Look, I want to thank each and every one of you for finding a way to get in the way.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for getting in trouble. Good trouble. Necessary trouble. But you did it.
You did it.
I never ever thought that one day, after sitting in many days and many nights during the 60s, in 1960, when I had on my hand a few pounds lighter, that one day I would be more than lucky but very blessed, not just to sit in, but to sit down on the House floor with all of you great and good Democrats.
Oh, wow. Nice.
This is wonderful. You tonight, today, as some of you been sitting here since early this morning.
City all night.
Because you came to the floor at 9 o'clock, 9:30, during 5 minutes. Look what time it is. You're still standing. Sometimes by sitting down,
That's right.
by sitting in,
Uh-huh.
you're standing up.
That's right.
We have a right to protest for what is right.
That's right.
This may be the floor of the house, but this is the people's house.
People's house.
They sent us here to represent them. That's all we can do. Demand a vote. Our people are hurting. Our people are suffering. They want us to do something. So we have a moral obligation, a mission, and a mandate to do something. And never, ever give up. Never ever give in. Never lose their faith. Never lose their faith. You were not even born. You were not even a dream during the 60s. We studied the way of peace. We studied the way of love. We studied the philosophy and the discipline of nonviolence. You've been a great group today.
Not done.
Not over yet.
It's not over.
Not over.
We don't know what is going to happen.
Right.
There's all type of rumors. But I said to you, we win in a victory.
Yes.
The American people are with us. So my advice would be orderly, peaceful, and respect the dignity and the worth of all of our fellow colleagues and human beings. When the final analysis, we're one people, one family. We all live in the same house, the American house. And it doesn't matter. We all are brothers and sisters. We're one family. As I said to some of you earlier today, maybe our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships. Yes. We're all in the same boat now. Don't let nobody turn you around.
Nobody.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Don't give up. Be hopeful.
Yes, sir.
Be optimistic. You know, during the 60s, I got arrested a few times, 40 times. Beaten and left bloody, almost died. But I didn't give up. I kept the faith. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I don't know what the end is going to be, but my idea is just stay here. Yeah. Stay here. We're bad witness to the truth. And we should win. There's victory on the other side.
Yes.
Well said.
Okay?
All right.
We have more bridges to cross, and this is just another bridge. We may not be walking over the Alabama River across the Emmett Pettus Bridge, but this is just another bridge. It is my responsibility, it is my great pleasure to be so lucky to introduce or just present our leader, our speaker, Nancy Pelosi.
What is it that they are afraid of? Is it accountability for what they do and don't do? Why not permit this House? We can't control the outcome. but to have a reasonable and fair, open debate, open to all amendments about this issue of gun violence and the way it is affecting families of all political persuasions in all parts of this country. There is a fear of doing that is totally irrational and illegitimate unless it is just to block any accountability with reference to our elected officials. We need that kind of open debate. I just heard the Speaker say that he wanted to be sure there were due process rights for people with their constitutional Second Amendment. Well, if that's all he's concerned about, bring your bill out here and let us discuss what is reasonable due process after a potential terrorist has been denied a weapon that could do great harm, not before. But let's have a discussion about that. We don't have a monopoly on truth. There's no political party or individual in this body that has a monopoly on truth. But coming together, if you're not fearful, in an illegitimate way, fearful of a reasoned discussion, we can find a way, as they always say, to let the legislative process work. That's what we're calling for.
Let us vote.
I think we probably need to stay until we get a vote and not recess.
No bill.
No break. And finally, I just want to add a word of thanks to groups like Moms Demand Action, who have been demanding action. They've been demanding it in San Antonio, in San Marcos, in Austin. I know all across this country demanding action, and they're out here tonight outside the Capitol demanding action. Because as important as it is that we're sitting here while they sit on their hands and we talk to one another and talk to the American people, nothing is more important than what groups like Moms Demand Action are achieving all around this country. If they're out there tomorrow, if they're calling their official, if they are speaking out on radio at every opportunity over social media, we will achieve change. We will stay here. We will demand accountability, and we will get the safer America that our families deserve. Thank you, colleagues.
No bill! No bill!
No break.
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 No bill!
All we want is a debate on gun violence. That's all we want. A debate and a vote. We're not afraid of democracy. Bring their ideas. Bring their bills. Let's debate it here on the floor of the House of Representatives. That's our job. We should have a debate and we should have a vote. And let democracy prevail. What are they afraid of?
Say that this is my proudest day in this House. And I am a child of the 1960s.
All right.
My father was a civil rights leader, along with John Lewis. Let me take this opportunity to thank John Lewis.
John Lewis.
Standing up. You know, my generation and future generations stand on your shoulders. That's how we got here. Like my friend Cedric Richmond said, that's why we're here, because of what the sacrifices you made. I represent the community, my hometown is St. Louis, Missouri, which includes Ferguson, Missouri. St. Louis and Ferguson, they notice that there is a certain tone deafness in the leadership of this body. And it emanates from the top. Speaker Ryan and Leader McCarthy, you're tone deaf to the needs of the American people. Let me share with you that my community, St. Louis, Ferguson, has experienced its share of gun violence, starting in 2014 with Michael Brown. But even more tragic than that, in August the 19th of 2015, a 9-year-old girl was in her mother's bed doing her homework She was a straight A student. Jamila Bolden. And she was shot through the walls with an AR-15. Killed that little girl, 9 years old. So it tells me that, you know, if we weren't so tone deaf in this body and over on the other side, we probably could have saved that little 9-year-old girl if we had. So the people of Ferguson, people of St. Louis say to Speaker Ryan and Leader McCarthy, stop being so tone deaf. Listen to the American people. Listen to the needs, wishes, and desires of our country and act on it. Don't sit in your little comfortable places. Come out. Come out and address the issues that mean something to us. And so, let me pay homage to my friend and colleague, John Lewis, for starting this.
Yes.
This is excellent. Thank you so much. Let me say, I hope the other side has heard us today, and some of the tone deafness goes away.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, and God bless you.
There's an empty chair around here. There's an empty chair. You want to say something on their coming to the floor?
Thank you, Lacey. And immediately after Raul speaks, as we said earlier, we're going to have John get up and explain, because a lot of people have never been involved in a sit-in before. And so we want everybody to get an education and understand everything that might happen. And we don't know, but that's why you're all here. But someone that's always there for us, day in and day out, great leader from Arizona, Raul Grijalva.
Thank you. Let me start by thanking, of course, John Lewis. Thank you very much, sir. John Larson and Ms. Clark for organizing and getting us all here. Very important day. And I'm really honored and proud to call all of you here my friends, my colleagues, and fellow Democrats. If we think back a second, it was mentioned by other speakers. In this House, a talent, a fine person, a fine legislator, a rare human being was taken from this chamber. She's no longer part of this chamber. My colleague and neighbor, Gabby Giffords, who continues to lead a fight for gun safety and ending the senseless gun violence in this country. I thought after the killings and the horrors that occurred in Tucson, that this House, at the very minimum, would act on behalf of one of our own. Nothing. From Tucson to Orlando, and all that accompanied those massacres that we all know about, what we got from this House and the Republican leadership